Hi everyone and welcome back to online English class. This is for level 2, lesson number 11, which starts on May 11th. This is part 1. This is video 1. In this video, we are doing a warm-up. We're going to review measurements. We will review Unit 8, Lesson B and Lesson C. And then we're going to practice past tense with the word to go. So we have a lot to do today. So let's start with the warm-up. Oh, not yet. You are probably watching this video between May 11th and May 24th. This video was filmed on May 6, 2020. Now let's do the warm-up. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. The date is May 6, 2020. The month is May. The date is the 6th. And the year is 2020. Today's date is May 6, 2020. Let's move on to the weather. So today is Wednesday. Right now is 4 p.m., so 4 in the afternoon. So let's look at the weather. It says the weather is mostly cloudy and the temperature is 62 degrees. But right now, the wind is blowing at 19 miles per hour. This is very fast. This is a lot of wind. So I'm going to say today is cloudy and windy. So today, the weather is cloudy and windy. The temperature is, so let's do the temperature is from. I want the temperature range. So if we look at the bottom, we can see the temperature range. We have the low temperature and we have the high temperature. The low temperature for today is 43 degrees Fahrenheit. The high temperature for today is 69 degrees Fahrenheit. When we use the word from, we always write the low number first. So we say the temperature range is from 43 to 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, the temperature is, let's look at the temperature right now. Right now, the temperature is 62 degrees. Right now, the temperature is 62 degrees. It feels cool because of the wind. Now let's do yesterday. Yesterday, we were talking about the past. When we talk about the past and we use to be, we say was. Yesterday, the weather was cloudy. And then let's do tomorrow. Tomorrow, the weather. When we talk about tomorrow, we're talking about the future. So we say the weather will be. Let's look at the temperature for, let's look at the weather for tomorrow. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. The weather for tomorrow is sunny. Tomorrow, the weather will be sunny. Up next, I'm going to show you how to get to the measurement notes. The measurement notes are in your class. So you go to your class and you go to week 5. Week 5, lesson 9, look for measurements notes. Here, the measurements notes is the paper with all of the information about measurements you need. We're going to review this. Let's start with the word measure and measurement. Measure is a verb. Measure is an action. We use measure when we want to count something. So we can say, I measure a spoon with a ruler. Measurement is a noun. Measurement is a thing, an object. A measurement is a number that describes the size or weight of something, of an object. So let's start with weight. The units for weight are ounce, pound, and ton. The ounce is the smallest unit. The ton is the biggest unit. An ounce. You use ounces for measuring small things like a pencil or a spoon. You use ounces to measure small objects. A pound. 1 pound has 16 ounces. You use pounds for measuring medium objects. You can measure a book with a pound. You can measure a dog with a pound. You can measure a person with a pound. And then a ton. You use tons for measuring heavy objects like cars or elephants or trucks. 1 ton has 1,000 pounds. Let's work on the vocabulary. The word weigh. I know a lot of you have questions about the word weigh. Weigh is a verb. When you weigh something, you learn how heavy it is. So, the word weigh, in a sentence, you can say, I weigh a bag of apples. I weigh a bag of apples. It means you want to know how heavy the bag of apples is. Another way you can use the word weigh is you can replace the word is. So the apples weigh 3 pounds. So we know the apples are 3 pounds. But because we are talking about weight, we can say the apples weigh 3 pounds. The word weight with a letter T at the end. The word weight is a noun, a thing. Weight is a number. When you use weights, you always have to say how many of these units, ounces, pounds, or tons. Length. The units for length are inch, foot, yard, and mile. An inch is about this big. So you use, if you want to measure small objects like a pencil, you measure the pencil in inches. If you want to measure a person, or if you want to measure a bed, let's say, what kind of bed do you sleep in? You should use a foot for measuring beds. 1 foot has 12 inches. Up next, we have a yard. We use a yard to measure large objects. 1 yard has 3 feet. So if you want to measure the size of your house or a car, you should use yards. And finally, we have a mile. We use a mile for measuring distance between places. So from my house to the store is 3 miles. The vocabulary for length. Up first, we have the 3 dimensions. The dimensions are length, width, and height. These are the measurements for length, width, and height. So we say the length of this box is 4 feet. The width of this box is 2 feet. The height of this box, the height of this box is 1 foot. Those are the dimensions of the box. And finally, we have temperature. Temperature, in the United States, we use degrees Fahrenheit, the F. You don't need to write the word Fahrenheit, you just need to write degrees, or the letter F, degrees F. So, some important temperatures are 32 degrees Fahrenheit, water turns to ice. 97 to 98 degrees Fahrenheit is normal body temperature. All right, so let's review Unit 8, Lesson B. Unit 8, Lesson B is on page 98. In Lesson B, we learned about the present and the past tense of the word to be. So we have the present and we have the past. I, he, all right, so our pronouns are I, he, she, it, you, we, and they. For to be in the present, we say I am. He, she, it is. You are. We are. They are. This is the present tense of to be. In the past tense, we have I was. We have he was, or she was, or it was. And then we have you were, we were, and they were. So this is the present. If we're talking about now, we use the present. If we're talking about something that happened before or happened already, it's in the past. We say I was, he, she, it was, you, we, they were. So, in Unit 8, we're talking about jobs. So we say things like, here we say things like she was a teacher before. Amy was a teacher from 2005 to 2010. She is not a teacher now. Now she is a nurse. Amy is a nurse from 2010 to now, to present. So now she is a nurse, but before she was a teacher. So let's get some practice with the negatives. We use these words for yes, but let's talk about the no's. So in present, we can say I am, or we can say am not. I'm not means I am not. I am not, but we write it short, so we say I'm not. So we have he is not. He is not. He is not. We can write it like he's not. He's not. Or we can say he isn't. He is not, he's not, and he isn't. These three are the same. You can write them this way, or this way. It's the same. With she is not. She is not. We have she's not, and we have she isn't. With she's not, we are putting the words she and is together. When we put she and is together, we get she's. With she isn't, we are putting the words is not together. If we put is not together, we get the word isn't. So let's do it is, it is not. What is the short way of writing it is not? We say, if we put it and is together, we say it's not. If we put is not together, we get it isn't. Let's do the word you. You are not. You are not. If we put the words you and are together, we get you're not. If we put the words are not together, we get you aren't. So now I want you to do we are not and they are not. Write the short words for we are not and they are not, and I'll tell you the answers. You can stop the video here. Okay, we are not. If we put the words we and are together, we get we're not. If we put the words are not together, we get we aren't. They are not. They and are, they're not. Are and not, they aren't. So this is for, all of this is for to be, the negative of to be, to not be, in the present. So let's work in the past. Okay, now we have the words for to be in the past, but we have it for no. So we say I was not, he was not, she was not, it was not, you were not, we were not, they were not. So let's write the short version of all of these. I was not. Here we can only put the words was and not together. Only these two words can go together. So we say I wasn't. I wasn't. For all of these, it's the same. So he wasn't. You. When we put this together, we can only put the words were and not together. So we say you weren't. Okay? You can stop the video and finish this. I'll tell you the answers in 1 second. All right, so all of these are I wasn't, he wasn't, she wasn't, it wasn't, you weren't, we weren't, they weren't. Okay, so I'm looking at your workbook on page 93. Page 93 in the workbook was your homework from last week. I want to answer the questions. Use no. You can just look at this video. You don't need to open your book. So, we have questions here, and then we want to write the answer is no. So let's look at number 1. Was he a cashier before? No, he wasn't. Now we know the word wasn't is when we put the words he was not together. So we have he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was a manager. Number 2, was he a busboy before? No, he wasn't. He was a server. Number 3, were you a doctor before? We can say I was not, or we can say I wasn't. Here I say I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I was a nurse before. Number 4, was she a homemaker before? So was she a stay-at-home person? No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't is the same thing as she was not. No, she wasn't. She was a cook. And number 5. Were they students before? No, they weren't. They weren't is when you put they were not together. The words were and not can be put together, so we have they weren't. No, they weren't. They were students. Okay, now I want to talk about a new verb. This verb is to go. Go. So, the pronouns. The pronouns are I, you, we, they, and he, she, it. In the present, we say I go, you go, we go, they go. And then we say he goes, she goes, it goes. This is for the present if we are talking about now. If we talk about the past, we say went. I went, you went, we went, they went. He went, she went, it went. So let's say today I go to the store. Today I go to the store. Now let's talk about yesterday. if we are talking about yesterday, we are talking about the past. So it's the same sentence, Today I go to the store. Yesterday, I went. Yesterday, I went to the store. Today, I go to the store. Yesterday, I went to the store. It always helps if we have time words or if we know the day. So today, we know today is for the present. Today is in the present, so we use the present tense, I go. Today, I go to the store. Yesterday. Yesterday is in the past. So we know we need to use the past tense of I. I went to the store. And that is how you write in the past tense with the word to go.